Welcome everyone, I'm Meow Sensei and today I'll be giving a list of top 10 anime where the main character is a genius. Before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks a lot. Classroom of the Elite. The Tokyo Metropolitan Advanced Nurturing School was established by the Japanese government to foster the youth that will lead the country someday. It is a prestigious school where extreme competition among students exists and where the best students receive better treatment. The main character, a quiet and modest teenager named Kiyotaka Ayanokoji, enrolls in the school but ends up in the D class, where inferior students are dumped. However, this was intended by Ayanokoji. Despite his demeanor, he is extremely smart and is good at hiding it. After meeting two of his classmates, Suzune Horikita and Kikyo Kushida, he now has the goal of reaching the top with his class. The story of Ayanokoji is full of hype as you can't wait for the other superior students in the school to know just how much of a genius he actually is. Death Note. Arguably one of the greatest cat and mouse chase story in all of anime where two geniuses clash against each other. The story begins when one day, a genius Japanese high school student named Light Yagami stumbles upon a black notebook called Death Note. According to the notebook, anyone whose name is written on it while the writer is thinking of their face will die. Thinking that it's a joke, Light decides to test it. He soon finds out that the notebook is real. With this godlike power now in his hands, he develops a god complex and decides to judge and eliminate the evil that exists in the world. However, a genius detective soon investigates his crimes and goes after him. Terror in Resonance. Two teenage boys who call themselves Sphinx steals a prototype atomic bomb. They then uploaded a video on the internet threatening to blow up certain establishments in the city of Tokyo if the cryptic riddles they gave does not get solved. An old detective takes on the case in an attempt to solve the riddles and find out the purpose behind the Sphinx terrorist attacks. The story sounds similar to Death Note but the two are very different. However, the main characters are smart enough to create elaborate plans to further their goals. Talentless Nana. Talentless Nana is a unique take on the common premise of a special school for special students. However, unlike My Hero Academia, despite having individuals with supernatural abilities, the story is more on the use of psychological tricks, deceit, and manipulation. The series is set in a world where mankind is under the threat of destructive monsters called the enemies of humanity. Students with special abilities that defy the laws of nature, referred to as the talented, have been gathered by the government and sent to a special school on a separate island in order to train them to fight this threat. Among those who were sent into this school, however, was a talentless student with the same goal of eliminating the enemies of humanity but through manipulation and deceit. Imagine combining My Hero Academia and Death Note. Yeah, that's the kind of feeling this show gives off. No game, no life. Imagine if all the conflict in the world was resolved not through war or violence but through games. Sora and Shiro are two shut-in-neat step-siblings who are behind the mysterious undefeated online gaming group known as Blank. What made them an undefeated duo when it comes to games are their talents. Sora is a great strategist while Shiro is skilled in calculations and logic. One day, they were challenged by a being named Tet, a god from another world called Disboard, to a game of chess. After winning against Tet, they are summoned into the world of Disboard where games are everything and conflicts between nations are solved through it. Now that they are in this world of games, they aim to unite all the 16 races and challenge Tet, the god of games. Code Geass. The story of Code Geass is the story of Lelouch V. Britannia, an exiled Britannian prince of the Holy Britannian Empire. The empire has conquered the nation of Japan and designated the country as Area 11 and its people as 11s. Lelouch, now hiding in Area 11 as a simple high school boy, accidentally discovers a government secret. he obtains the power known as Geass, which allows him to command anyone to do anything. Now that he has this power, along with his charisma and strategic thinking, he aims to take revenge on the Empire and finally put an end to their rule. This is an interesting story about a man who leads a rebellion and challenges the Empire. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. The title of this anime may give you a hint that this is no ordinary love story. What would happen if two smart and proud individuals fell in love with each other? Well, the result would be a battle of wits between the two, with the aim of trying to make the other person confess their feelings first. Kaguya-sama, Love is War is a romance comedy involving the lives of the members of the student council of Shuchin Academy, a prestigious school in Japan. However, the main romance surrounds the student council president Shirogane Miyuki and vice president Shinomiya Kaguya. These two individuals have mutual feelings for each other but wants the other person to admit their feelings first. In an attempt to make the other confess, both create elaborate plans against each other and thus begin a clash of mind games and psychological tricks, all for the sake of love. Steins Gate. When it comes to anime with genius main characters, it's hard not to include Steins Gate. The story of Steins Gate deals with the consequences of time travel. Okabe Rintaro is a self-proclaimed mad scientist who calls himself as Hoouin Kiyoma. He and his friends of the Future Gadget Laboratory accidentally creates a way to send messages to the past and change the past via a machine. Interestingly, every time there is a change in reality, he is the only one that can remember the time before the change. After using the machine that alters the past countless of times at the request of his friends, he soon finds out the undesirable consequences of playing with time. This is a story that will make you think as you follow Okabe's perspective in solving the problems that came as a result of changing the past. The Promised Neverland. Gracefield House is an isolated orphanage where a number of orphans are taken care of by a loving mama. There, the children grow up to be healthy and live peaceful lives until they reach the age of 12 and they get adopted. Every day, the children are made to take certain tests and after that, they get to play outside. They are one big family living inside Gracefield. For some reason, however, they are not allowed to go beyond the orphanage. But one night, two of the three most intelligent orphans living there, Norman and Emma, goes beyond the gate and discover a horrifying secret: the truth of their fate outside the gate. Fearing for their lives and of the lives of the other children, they must now work together to escape the orphanage and save themselves and their family. This is the story of how a couple of children utilize the power of knowledge and their sharp thinking to find a way to escape the horrors that awaits them outside of Gracefield. Dr. Stone. Of course, who would forget Ishigami Senku, the scientific genius protagonist of Dr. Stone? After an ominous light engulfs the earth, humanity has been left petrified into stone for thousands of years. Until one day, a scientific genius high school boy named Ishigami Senku breaks out from his stone shell. With the aid of his friend Oki Taiju, they both aim to save humanity and bring back civilization through Senku's scientific knowledge. However, their plan to save mankind gets threatened after they unpetrified Shishio Tsukasa, the most powerful high schooler in terms of physical strength, who had a different goal in mind. This is the story of a battle of opposing ideals, a battle that would dictate the fate of humanity. That's it for today, everyone. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Also, comment down below what other theme or genre in anime do you want me to make a list about next. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.